So as we all know, Mike Wang started a lot of discourse in the 2K community when he came out with the question, if you are in perfect guarding position in front of your man, but you do not put your hand up, what should the percentage of contests be? And the 2K community was completely divided. You have people saying that it should be open. You have people saying that it should be 1 to 5%. You have people saying it should be more than 5%. And there was like a lot of arguing going on within the community because nobody could agree. And that got me thinking, if one question like that could cause so much discourse in the 2K community, I wonder what other gameplay questions would cause discourse in the 2K community. So that's what we're gonna do in today's video. I'm going to add to the problems. I'm gonna be giving you guys 5 questions about the gameplay in 2K26 and what you think the game should be like that I think will cause discourse and absolutely destroy the community and have everybody against each other. So without further ado, let's get right into these questions. So my first question is, should the difficulty in Park and Rec be increased or should the pure green window be smaller? Now this question is a variation of the question I have on the thumbnail, which is, should we have a smaller green window or should we bring back RNG? But the reason I tweaked it is because I assume the community could at least come together to agree that we should not bring RNG back into the game. But you know what? Some people have different opinions. So if you want to answer that question too, go right ahead. But let's talk about this difficulty versus green window. A lot of people are saying that it's way too easy to shoot on NBA 2K26. But I don't really have a problem with it being easy to shoot because when I'm playing with randoms in the rec and I pass the ball out to them, like if I get an offensive rebound, I'm happy to know I have teammates that can actually make the shot because it's not as hard to shoot. It got me really mad when people would get the ball from me on open shots constantly and still brick everything. So I'm happy that people can shoot better. Now, here's the thing. If you want to make the green window smaller, then fine, that's cool. But I feel like a lot of people that say that forget that Mike Wang specifically told us that Park and Rec and those game modes have lower difficulties. Like they're just lower difficulty sliders, right? So to me, I'm like, I mean, y'all want the green window smaller, but maybe you could just ask for the difficulty to be increased. Because if we're at like a difficulty that's between all-star and superstar, like a mix of that or whatever, and we make the green window smaller for difficulties that are easier, I don't know if that really makes sense. I don't know if that's going to affect it in my career or if it's only going to affect it online or what, but easier difficulties are supposed to have easier timing. So I guess would the question be, would you just raise the difficulty to make more difficult timing? I haven't played Proving Grounds, but I've heard a lot of people talk about Proving Grounds has more, like, I don't know if I'll say realistic sliders, but sliders that are a little harder. Like it's a little harder to time your shot. So I don't know. From my point of view, I don't know if I'll just say, oh, make the green window smaller in itself or just raise the difficulty. If everybody's upset that the difficulty is low as it is, then raise it. But I'm not against you if you want to say make the green window smaller, but I do think a lot of people will be at debate with this question. So that's the first question of the video. The next question for the video is, should there be a pure green window on 100% smothered contests? I feel like this one is going to cause a lot of problems because a lot of players feel like if I play perfect defense, which we already know, it's already hard to get a contest on this game, even though they buffed it a little bit and we got ghost contests now, but that's a different topic, a different story. A lot of people feel if I get 100% contest, if I completely lock you up, there is no way you should have a chance at greening your shot. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion again, but if you disagree, put it in the comment section. I think that you should still have a chance to green 100% smothered shot, right? Now hear me out though. I'm not saying it should be a big green window. I think we go back to the point from before. The green window should be so minuscule, so tiny, almost impossible to green. But if a person does manage to time their shot that perfectly, then they got it. Like if you could time it that perfectly and the green window is almost non-existent, but it still exists just a little bit, then bro, you can't really be mad at that. Like in real life, I know people hate the real life argument, whatever, but part of basketball is gonna have those moments basically where great offense is gonna be great defense. Like it is what it is. And I still want the game to have those moments. I'm not mad if they make 100% contests on me. I mean, I'll be like, dang, what the hell is that? But at the same time, if I know it's because they just timed it that perfectly, then how mad can I be? I'm just be frustrated that they were just that good, but it is what it is. Next question. What height and wingspan should be able to contest 7 fours. And I want y'all to pay close attention to this question. I said, what's height and wingspan? One thing I've seen a lot of people talking about in this game, and even like with 2K Toots and you know, the testing what heights could contest 7-4s and what's the best height for and everything, I feel like everybody's ignoring wingspan. Why are we at a point in this game where your player's wingspan does not matter anymore? If I have a 7'4" player guarding another 7'4" player, but I have a 7'4" wingspan versus I have a 7'10" wingspan, I think that should make a world of difference. I think wingspan should actually play a role. It should be a factor. And I feel like everybody's just ignoring wingspan because it seems to be a non-factor in this game. And I actually think 2K2s came out with a video as well talking about wingspan and contest. And I don't think it does too much like in regards to contest. So if it doesn't do too much in regards to contest, I think 2K should fix that because the reach that your player has matters. Like I think even if I'm 7 feet, but my arms are longer, or if I'm 6'11", 6'10", and my arms are longer, I should contest better than somebody that's the same height as me, but their reach isn't as long as mine. Especially if I'm guarding a 7'4" that has a smaller wingspan. Like, I just think that makes sense. But I think the real debate for people is gonna come into wondering what height and wingspan is really gonna, you know, really should be able to contest 7'4s. Because a lot of people probably gonna say, you know, it should only be 7'4s contesting 7'4s, or max 7'2s contesting 7'4s. And I think it's gonna be a big argument between players that make shorter builds that want to contest 7'4s, but they can't, and then players that make 7'4s that don't want anybody to be able to contest them unless they're 7'4, which that's another argument in itself, because 7'4 players against 7'4 players, technically you can't have a high perimeter defense, right? So I don't really know how y'all want to balance that out, but let me see your debate down in the comments. Everybody be respectful though when you are doing these debates. Next question. Should defense be just as overpowered as offense? It kind of goes back to the original point, right? Saying that shooting on NBA 2K26 is very, very easy. And I understand that. This game is so heavy on offense. It's offensively heavy game, right? And it seems kind of opposite of what Mike Wang told us, because he told us defense was gonna be like very prominent, like they'll both be overpowered. But now as we're playing the game, it seems like offense is really the overpowered one. And that's why people are asking for a buff to contest and everything else like that, right? But I don't know. Do people want OP defense, or are people gonna get mad if steals become the way that they were in 2K25, where you could hawk lanes, you know what I'm saying, and just steal anything, and you could blitz anybody and steal anything and pluck anybody, pluck anything? Or people be happy. You see a 7'4 dribbling in front of you, and shoot, I got a 70 steal, but the 7'4 got a 50 ball handle, and I could rip them. You know what I'm saying? Are people gonna be mad about that? Or are they gonna be happy because that would also mean a nerf to 7'4s, because obviously they don't have the higher ball handle? I just don't know if the 2K community would agree on whether or not they want defense to be overpowered as well, or if they just want offense to be overpowered. And I think we'll see both sides. I don't think anybody will pick a side. I'm not even really sure if I have a side right now. I'm kind of enjoying the game where it's at. Of course, I would love defense to do good, but also if defense becomes overpowered, that's going to affect me as well, and it's going to make my offensive game more frustrating. So I have no idea. Let me know in the comment section down below. And the fifth and final question of this video, I think that's 5. I ain't even counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it is 5. Should the 2K community stop using the argument, "You never played ball before"? Or is that argument still valid, right? I ask this because when going back to the original tweet with Mike Wang, when he brought it up, if you're in front of somebody, perfect guarding position, but you don't put your hands up, so many people argued that you haven't played ball if blank. And I say if blank because they would argue completely opposite points and still use the argument, you must have never played ball. I heard people say you must have never played ball if you think a person that doesn't put their hand up is gonna get any type of contest on me for real. It doesn't affect me, hand down, man down. And I've also heard people say you must have never played ball if you think somebody all up in your space, regardless of their hand being down, doesn't affect you. You must have never played ball. I feel like everybody like spams the same argument, and then the argument that you use are for two completely different sides, and like it waters down the point. I feel like everybody's just saying it to insult the other person, but clearly the people on this side of play basketball and the people on that side of play basketball and y'all just have different views and different opinions when both of y'all have played ball? Should we stop using that argument? Like, has it become useless? Has it become worthless? How do we know when that point actually makes sense that you must have never played ball if? I don't know, man. I feel like people are using it way too much. And honestly, in my opinion, you probably should just drop it, because nobody actually agrees on it. We don't really have a poll of all these 2K players that this side play ball and that side didn't, and everybody agrees on the same thing. I've seen both sides agree with the other side or disagree with the other side. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. Stop overusing it, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you think any of these questions will cause more discourse in the 2K community, or do you think that I'm wrong about this and that everybody's gonna agree on how these gameplay points should be? Let me know what you feel the strongest about in this video and how you think the gameplay should be, and any other questions that you think we could add. Maybe we can make this a series, maybe we could add to it in the future. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is J Athletic Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.